What up, Nicholas? Who is that? Nicholas Quinto. Hello, good morning. Getting set up here, buddy. It's going good, man. It's going good. Thanks for asking. How's it going with you? Yeah, I just turned on the live right now, so just woke up. Yeah, I woke up about 10-15 minutes ago as well. Got in the shower and then got myself a coffee, and here we are. Okay, I think we're all set. I think. I just gotta set up my accounts. Let's see this. Let's see. I feel like people like seeing the gear that I use. And this gear as well. Cool. We're set up here. Nice. Good morning, Finn, Chris Fraser. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Vietnam. Can I get a quick audio check, fellas? How do I sound over in the YouTube world? Sound effects going on. TikTok as well. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. All right, so kind of here's what I want to do. So how this works. Let me get a quick. You sound very manly. Thank you, Finn. Appreciate that, bro. I guess that's just in the morning, right? Sounds great. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. TikTok chat is connected. All right, so let me do a quick little intro. What do I want to say, guys? What do I want to say? How would you guys describe these lives? Let's see. If you're done researching cameras that you should buy, if you're in the market for a camera that you're thinking about, if you're thinking about buying a camera but are still stuck researching, feel free to jump into this live where I'll answer your question directly. Go for that. If you're having trouble deciding on what camera you should buy for you, or thinking about what camera is the right camera for you or your small business, feel free to jump into this live where I'll answer your question. Specifically, no. Should fall into temptation and buy an old medium format. Ooh, those are expensive, bro. JW Photography, what up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. I'm trying to kick off this. I'm having trouble figuring out what camera to buy. I got you, bro. What kind of camera are you thinking about purchasing? Cool C, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. So basically, the way that these lives work is if you're having trouble figuring out what camera you should buy for yourself, your personal brand, or your small business, all that you got to do is let me know what camera you're thinking about purchasing. Let me know what kind of budget you have, and also let me know what you plan or you intend to create with that camera. I'll try my best to answer that camera question specifically for your situation, which is probably. Damn it, I sneezed. Which truthfully is probably the hardest part, is getting a specific question answered that's tailored to your unique situation. We'll see if that's good enough. Bless you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Let me see. Go back to this. Vic, what up, Vic? Welcome in. My local store has a Mamiya RB67 for $600. Yeah, it's the price of the camera really is not that expensive. It's the whole process of filming and like getting photos and stuff, you know? Or I'm sorry, getting them developed and all that stuff. How do you feel about the Canon? I love the Canon R7, man. I have one myself. Pentax 6x7. Thank you for the gifts. Holy snakies, guys. We got to our gift goal already. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. These questions are coming in pretty quick. Let me see if I can get to some more. I'm looking at the Canon R50 or the R10. I was looking at that camera yesterday too. The R10 is clearly a better camera. The R50 is plenty good, by the way. You're watching me, guys, if you're curious. I'm filming multi-streaming on YouTube and TikTok. The camera that I'm using for YouTube is a Canon R50, and then for TikTok, I'm using a R10. Settings. Let me find this video before I. Oops. File, show recordings. Send to my phone. I feel like I have to push that twice for some reason. There it is. Gaster Labs. All right. Did I miss anything from YouTube? Sounds great. YouTube. Victor. Hey, bud. Good morning. First time coming here. Welcome in, Victor. Just recently got a Canon Rebel T7 and I can't seem to take good pictures at all. Blurry at all time. Can you talk to me about the different settings? What settings do you have currently? What are you running on your settings? Are you in manual mode, Victor? And do you have the kit lens? Hey, I want the Nikon D800 with a Sigma 150. Is it good? Nikon D800, you know, it's an older camera. It's okay. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. What are you using to broadcast? This is OBS and TikTok. OBS and TikTok. For plane spotting in airports. Yeah, I mean, for lenses, man, you really want to, for plane spotting, you really want that reach. Actually, Finn is a plane spotter, right? Finn, you do a lot of plane spotting. What do you think about the 150 to 500, bro? Negative view photo. What up? What are we doing now? Nothing. The same thing we did. The same thing we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world. It's Pink Panther. What up, Pink Panther? Over in the YouTube world. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, YouTube is really popping right now, guys. Hey, it's I've been thinking about taking photos on my iPhone for about 3 years. Now I manage an Instapage and I want to level up my game, and I would like to know which one you would like. A camera specifically? If you just got started, the R50, the 6400 from Sony, those are all great pages. What kind of content do you take photos of, or what kind of content do you create? The DA, how many megapixels do they have? Yeah, that's funny. I tried manual, and that's where it gets interesting, but auto is the way I see is good pics. Yeah, so here's the thing. So if you just got started, you know, it's my opinion that people really hyper obsess, maybe not hyper, but obsess over trying to get to like manual mode as soon as possible. But if you have no idea what the hell you're doing, just start an automatic at the very least, you know, or I'm sorry, at the worst, start in automatic mode. Excuse me. Start in automatic mode. Set your camera to automatic, or AV mode at the very worst, least I should say. And while you're doing this, I'm not saying that stay there forever. You got to learn your camera. You got to learn your settings and the exposure triangle and learn all that fun stuff, right? Which can be complicated or seem daunting at the very beginning. But as you're in auto mode and AV mode, pay really close attention to the settings of your camera while it's in automatic mode. And that'll give you at least like a good baseline and be like, okay, in this photo, and also when you take it back into the editing software like Lightroom has metadata. of the settings of your photo. It should. I don't know if it records the T7 metadata, but modern cameras will record the metadata inside the information of the photo itself. So while you're looking at that, pay attention to what the settings were and then try to remember them. You know, it's hard work to like be good at photography. So make an effort to remember and recognize where your settings are when you're in automatic. And then we'll say like a month later, 2 months later, go into like AV mode or go into manual mode and try to see if you can recollect what those settings were for those specific situations. Another good advice that I always use is to use your camera literally every single day. Use it every day. Using it every day, you're gonna be able to you're gonna really be able to like fast track your learning curve. Did that make sense? My main question is the R10 worth saying? I'm brand new to photography and I was wondering if I should have the R10 or just go for the R50. I always say, Nicolas Quinto, if you can afford the R10, if you can afford the better camera, buy the better camera. You're never gonna make it's never gonna be a bad idea to buy something better. You know what I mean? The R50 to the R10 is about $400, I think, if I remember correctly. I was looking at these cameras just yesterday, so they are very good. R10. What I like to do is I like to go into this website here, B&H. I put them in the compare feature. And we know that the R10 is a better camera. We know that. That's established. But how much better is it really? Oh, actually the price difference is even less. Look. $679. We'll call this $700 to $1,000. So for $300, what you're getting is you are getting the exact same sensor, or I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's the exact same sensor, but effectively it's the same megapixels. You're getting the same everything here. You get a mechanical shutter with the R10, which is tremendous. You have the same battery, the same ISO. All this stuff is the same. I think this is a no-brainer buy for an extra $300, bro. For an extra $300. The one thing that I did notice that I was kind of surprised about with the R10 versus the R50 is that the resolution of the monitor on the back of the screen is significantly less than the resolution on the R50, which I thought was really interesting. But maybe that's how they kept the cost of the R10 down. That wasn't the biggest surprise, but it was this right here. I think I'm finding it. I'm getting close. Is that neither of them shoot in C-Log, but where's the video stuff? Here we go. The R50 only shoots, it doesn't shoot in 10-bit, it shoots in 8-bit, I think. H.265 MP4 and MPG. At least it doesn't say here that this is 10-bit. This clearly mentions it 10-bit, so I'd have to like take a look at it. So the video on these, the colors, the way it renders colors is going to be better on the 10-bit. SK and Hap. I just shot my first maternity shoot. Nice, dude. Ah, you got the R10. Nice. And a 35 f1.8. Sick. That's a nice combo. The 35 f1.8 is one of my favorite lenses of all time. No, dude, the R10, I believe it, dude. You are a pro, dude. You are a pro. The fucking R10 is sick. The lenses that I recommend, not just for Canon crop sensor lenses, but like Sony APS-C, Fujifilm APS-C, Nikon APS-C, is the Sigma lenses. These lenses right here are exceptional. If you're stuck in if you have Canon, the 35mm, these are all my favorite lenses right here. The 35, the 24, these are spectacular lenses. I just recently picked up the 45, and the 45 is also really good. Thank you for the tips and excellent points. I got you, bro. Let me know how it goes, man. You're gonna be great, bro. I tell you, Victor, that if you just put in a little bit more time and shoot literally for everybody that's in here right now across TikTok and across YouTube. If you the way you fast track your learning curve and like your skill, you improve your skills, is to go out there every single day. It seems very obvious, but I kid you not. I think about it this way: like, say that you only go shooting a couple of times on the weekends or Saturday and Sunday. That's what is that? 8 times a week, 8 times a month. Imagine if you went out every single day and you carried your camera with you every single day for the entirety of the month. Instead of like practicing 8 days out of a month, you get to practice 30, 29, 31 days every single day, and then edit every single day. By the end of that month, you're gonna be fucking like, what's the name of you guys' favorite photographer? You're gonna be that person. It's very simple. It's very simple. Which nifty 50 for Fujifilm? The cheap one. The cheap one. Does Fujifilm have a budget lens? Let's see. Fuji Nifty 50. They should. I think almost every brand has a plastic fantastic. Ooh, they're expensive. I guess you can get an off-brand plastic fantastic, right? This one's a Viltrox AF Fujifilm X. This is $180, dude. It's a 1.7. Fuck. Yeah. I'd get something like this. I was looking at the branded ones, and the branded ones are like $500. Look at this. It's an f2 lens. Fuji's expensive though, man. $500. Personally, for Fuji crop sensor, I would get the 23mm. I'd get this guy. I think they have a pancake lens too. Thank you for answering my question. I think I'm gonna save and get the R10. I would get the R10. Save up for it. You're not gonna be disappointed. The R10 also feels nicer in the hand. Another tip for you guys is, if you have the ability or you have something local, like a camera shop that's local to you, don't be afraid to like spend a couple of hours in there just holding these cameras. Buying a camera sight unseen, or at least never like holding it or like testing it out, is like buying a car without ever test driving it, or renting an apartment without ever stepping foot inside of it. You know what I mean? Guys, these questions are coming in kind of quick, so if I do miss any of them, just resend them. That doesn't mean spam the chat with that same question, but if I do miss it, just resend it. And good morning, by the way. If you guys are interested or curious about the gear that I am currently using, I have everything listed in my Amazon storefront. If you're on TikTok, you can find my Amazon storefront linked in my profile page and my link in bio. And if you're on YouTube, you can find the link in the first, at the top of the description. Here I have my YouTube setup, everything that I use to create YouTube content, all of the cameras that I own. I own 100% of everything that's listed in here. Maybe not 100, maybe I've sold some stuff since, but all of this stuff, a good portion of it, I bought with my own money. I have them categorized by like Sony ZV-E10 rig, so everything that I use for like a Sony rig, and everything that I use for a Canon rig is all listed right here. I actually made a little baby rig the other day. Check this out. Just a little baby rig. I just added a monitor, nothing too fancy. But you can build this out, and I have everything listed right there if you are curious. The camera, just to answer one overarching question, guys, the camera that I will never stop recommending, probably for the rest of 2026, is the Canon R50V. This is the camera for $600. You guys cannot fucking get any better than this for just getting started. For the price, to performance, to everything, this is just a great purchase for anybody. If you guys are over in YouTube and you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And the same thing goes for TikTok. Good morning, TikTok. We got 13 viewers over in the TikTok world. Julia, good morning. Yeah, the 35 f1.4 is like 600. Yeah, Fuji's expensive though, man. You should always buy your gear at a local store. Yeah, if you can. If you can, you know, supporting local is always important, but that's not an option for everybody. And some people are recluses and don't want to go outside and meet people, you know, so. Camera prepper. What camera store is nearest you guys? For me, I live in Philadelphia. Is a photo store that I like, camera store. It's called Unique Photo, and I spend a lot of money there. Have you watched the Viltrox 28 f4? It's so tiny. I've seen it, yeah. I like those little pancake lens. I probably don't like the f4 on it. I would prefer like an f2.8. I have a 28 millimeter lens. Look at this guy. Look at this little pancake lens. Look at this guy. It's so cute. This is an f2.8. She's rinky dinky. But this is like a nice little, it's a nice little focal range and focal length for just walking around every day kind of stuff. It doesn't fit in your pocket. It's not pocketable or anything, but it's just not very, it's just small and compact. And it's cheap too. This lens wasn't too expensive. Changing from Lumix G9 to Canon R6. Sick, bro. R6 is great, man. You're gonna love the R6. No to Amazon? Yes to Amazon. Amazon's great, man. Amazon's gonna save the world. I have a Canon R7. Sick. Ready to go from webcam to mirrorless cameras, but I want to use stream, nothing else maybe. R50V. The R50V. Currently, I'm not using the R50V for these streams right here. I'm using a R50 and a R10. Is the 70D good? 70. It's a little bit older, but if that's what you want to use it. I had a 7 Artisan 27 2.8, but it's too loud, and if I shoot, it's like full camera and giving me. Okay. I have a Canon EOS 80D. What's the best mirrorless to upgrade with an EF/EFS mount? I don't think there's a mirrorless. Maybe the M series, but that doesn't use the EF/EFS mount. Jakku, what you're gonna have to do is buy an R camera from Canon and buy a adapter. Which camera do I buy when I need live streaming normal budget? What's a normal budget? Miku R8. The R8. The R8 is really nice. And what does reasonable mean? You guys got to be careful when you use these words, because what's reasonable to me might not be reasonable to you, right? What's affordable to me might not be affordable to you, and vice versa. So be specific. Because I would say like a reasonable upgrade that isn't crazy is like this Canon R8, really nice. I would also say that this R6 Mark II is really nice, dude. R6s are really nice. Is a Canon SL3 good? It's old. I don't think so. Reasonable as in good with my lens and also can get good alternative lens with it. So it sounds like you're gonna need to get an adapter. If you go for the R system, you're gonna need to get an EF to RF adapter. Okay. EF to RF adapter. You're gonna need to get one of these, right? Once you have one of these, you can literally put on any EF lens onto your camera. That's from Canon, from Sigma, from Tamron, and then you have a full selection of all your EF lenses. And you don't have to worry about anything because your camera will be able to use your EF, EFS lenses. So you're gonna need to purchase this. And then once you purchase this, now you can start talking about any of these other R cameras that you want. A7 V for the win. A7 V does win. Oh, I forgot to put in a little quiz, guys. My bad. Let's see. Start a poll. I wish that it saved my polls. What camera do you want to buy? What camera brand do you want to buy? Let's see. Let's do Canon, Sony. Let's do Nikon. Let's do Fuji. And let's see, yesterday I did this and there was no, oh, I can only do 4? Uh-oh. Let me do Lumix then. Lumix, start a poll. So over in the YouTube world, I just started a little poll. What camera do you want to buy? Last night, Sony won. Sony always wins. Excuse me. Let me see, go up a little bit. New, but camera body under 1.5K used. Ooh, the R6, dude. The R6 Mark II. I think you can get an R6 Mark II for that price. That would be a monster upgrade, though. That's not a reasonable upgrade. That's a fucking spectacular upgrade. R6 2. I think you can get close for it used around that price. Yeah, here you go. Look, we're close. We're close. A little over your budget. A little over. This is used. Used in good condition. Have you already seen the Fujifilm vote for the new lenses? I really like the idea from them. Let's take a look. The Fujifilm vote? What are those? I have not seen those. What I mean by that is like, will a 50 millimeter go to a 70 millimeter? Do you have crop sensor lenses? If you have crop sensor lenses, it'll go to 1.6. It'll punch in a little bit. You could get a crop sensor camera, and then you don't have to worry about the the crop factor. Sony is goated. Sony's all right. Canon is peak. I have an APS-C full frame. I think that doesn't make any sense. It's either you have two camera sensor types, APS-C or full frame. And then your lenses. What are your lenses? Are your lenses for APS-C sensors or for full frame sensors? Yeah, Sheku, it seems like you need to do a little bit more research, buddy. You can vote for 3 lenses you want them to produce. Oh, that's kind of cool. Am I the only Nikon shooter here? Typically in my lives across both platforms, TikTok and YouTube, there's never that many Nikon shooters, but that's reflective of like the entire planet, truthfully. Not to bash on Nikon, it's just easy to bash on Nikon, but there's typically not that many of you. Most of you guys that are Nikon shooters are probably professionals too busy to like do nothing, you know. I'm just kidding. They're probably employed is what's going on. I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. I have a Sony a7 III. Which lens do I buy for live stream? A 24 millimeter or a 16 millimeter? That's a great question. By the way, if you guys have any questions about live streaming, content creation, you know, trying to find work as a content creator, feel free to ask me any questions. I like answering those questions because here's what happens. If you guys like this stuff and you can find a full-time job that pays really well, man, that expression, I used to think it was super cheesy all the time. Like if you find something to do that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's fucking true, man. That's fucking true. I work as a full-time content creator and like I get to play with my cameras all the time, create content, edit, think of creative ideas for my clients to do. Sometimes they say no, sometimes they say yes. It comes with challenges. I get to be on social media all day. Literally, guys, in my job description, believe it or not, like my job description when I applied, it said I have to be a master of TikTok. I said, Bet. Challenge accepted. Let's see. I've been doing photography for a hobby for like 4-ish years. Not really good on the hard. It's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good. But you will know pretty quickly. If you've been doing it for 4 years, Sheku, I'm not throwing any shade, but you should know if your camera is a full frame camera, if your lenses are full frame or crop sensor, and what kind of sensor your camera has. Just saying, broski. Is there any difference in performance from the EF lens compared to the RF? The RF lenses are just more modern and they have like improved tech and communication pins. So like they're faster and snappier. So yes, there are performance differences. Will you notice them? Probably not. YouTube, 15 viewers over on YouTube. Hello. Guys, welcome in over on the YouTube side. The way that this works pretty much is if you guys are just coming in and you have any camera questions that you're interested, you're thinking about buying a camera and don't know what camera to pick, just let me know what camera you're thinking about buying and what your budget is and what you plan on using it for. And we'll walk through a camera buying website and see what your options are, and I'll try to help you out to make your selection. I've learned though that doing this kind of live though, I'm gonna be honest with you, most of you guys already know what camera you should be buying. You guys just need like confirmation of like, yes, this is a good camera. And totally fine. I'm happy to walk through it with you and figure it out. The youngest Unk. What up, the youngest Unk? Should I upgrade my R6 Mark II and get the R6 Mark III or the R5 Mark II? It's just for shooting. This is what I'm going to tell you, the youngest Unk. The R6 Mark II is a spectacular camera. Congratulations on owning one of the most desired cameras of all time. That being said, the R6 Mark III is splendid and the R5 Mark II is even better. I own both of those cameras, the R6 Mark III and the R5 Mark II. I can tell you that I prefer to use my R5 Mark II because I feel like fucking Superman when I use the R5 Mark II. It is spectacular. And I tell this to everybody, not just you, but if you should buy the best camera that you can afford. If you can afford the R5 Mark II, which is I think $4,000, brand new, you should get that camera. I'm never going to suggest anybody go into debt or spend next month's rent on a camera, but if you can afford the nicer camera, get the nicer camera. What lens would be good for both portraits and landscape photos? Have an R10 currently. I'd probably do something like this. The Sigma. The R10 is a great camera, by the way. We've been talking a lot about R10 cameras today. By the way, if you're curious, on TikTok, this view right here, this is an R10 right here. I'm currently using an R10 and I'm using an R50 up here for the YouTube stream. But the lenses that I recommend for crop sensor cameras across all brands is the Sigma stuff. The Sigma stuff is spectacular. I would do the 18-50. This right here is a wonderful lens for crop sensor cameras. It's very versatile and it has a fast aperture at f2.8. Really nice. Sheku, I just really love my lenses. Me too, bro. I love my lenses as well, man. I get it, dude. Frank Revs. What up, Frank Revs? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hey, I'm trying to get a Sony 200 to 600. I see good prices on eBay, but I'm afraid of getting something refurbished. Should I just pay full price? I'm never afraid of getting anything refurbished. What I do, Frank Revs, that's a great question, is that I make sure that the person that I'm buying from is reputable. They have a good reputation. They also have a return policy, a warranty, a guarantee, and they also have customer service. If they have all of those things, and why those things are important is besides the obvious, stating the obvious here, I should say. If something goes wrong with your refurbished lens, it won't be an issue to like communicate with them, to return it, or to troubleshoot the problem with them. So that's what I say when buying refurbished. 10 to 18. Oh, the Sigma 10 to 18 is nice too. That one right there at 18 millimeters, you can get some decent portraits. I would consider the 10-18 super wide, you know, so that's like incredibly wide. I have that lens, by the way. I have all of these lenses actually. So if you guys have any questions, this is the Sigma 10-18 right here. And actually the lens that I'm using this right here, this the focus in, this is the 18-50. So the 18-50, I know that this is just the top of my desk, but like right now I'm at the bottom, my hand is touching the desk, and if I zoom in, I get pretty close to the actual, yeah, this is a 10-18 f2.8. Both of them are superb. Both of them are really good. I'm telling you guys, the Sigma lenses are no-brainers. No-brainers. Got it on the XE5. Have it always. Wonder Tough. Have it always on my camera. It's really small. 18-50. 18-50 sick, dude. I tell people that lens all the time. I recommend it. A Wanta hybrid cam is 1200. What are your suggestions? Probably the R8. The R8 or the R7 would be really nice. I want to upgrade my 10-18 though. Okay. And also, dare I say, I want to upgrade my zoom lens too. It doesn't come with stabilization. 70-200, man. It's pretty sharp Canon zoom, like a 300 though. Honestly, get an EF adapter, the R8 autofocus technology. Facts, dude, facts. 100% facts. YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Good morning, good morning. If you guys are brand new in the YouTube world, welcome in. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Really appreciate your guys' conversation as well. Wonder Tough, you guys over there are carrying the YouTube chat. Appreciate the input though. I have the 10-18 as well, and I always think it's still weird zooming out for the 10. There are a couple lenses that you do zoom in backwards, or it feels like it's backwards. When you get a better, more professional camera, you can start charging more and make you don't necessarily need the best camera in the world to start charging more. You just need to find clients that value your work more. I was being told to get an R7, apparently R6. The R6 Mark II is better, but the R7 is still great. Yeah, I have that camera as well. Yep, the R8 does not have IBIS. That is correct. That is correct. But I don't necessarily use IBIS for my, I don't really rely on IBIS for my cameras. Yeah, I own all of these cameras. The R8, let's see here. The R8 does not have IBIS. Oh, let's see what the poll's at. Of course, Sony wins. Canon sitting at, so 7 votes. Canon is at 29, Sony 57, and Lumix 14%. Wow. And 0 for Nikon. Mwah, mwah. I have an iPad, and my dream for my photos is an M1 that has really good screen. That's a good goal, man. That's a good goal. That is a good goal. Let me clear out some of these windows here. R6 Mark II. Mitchell, what up, Mitchell? I'm completely new to photography, and I'm just interested in a beginner setup. Basic point and shoot with photos that kind of look old school, almost nostalgic. What do you think? I would say that, like, if you want something, you need to get a camera that shoots raw photos, and then you need to learn how to edit. Most cameras that shoot most photos that you see, unless they're from like the 1970s and shit, or a Fuji film. Oh, maybe a Fuji film would be good. Most of those photos either have a recipe on top of them, or they have some editing done to them. So what I would say is get yourself a Fuji. What's your budget? When I think of like old school nostalgic style photos and stuff, I just can't stop thinking of a Fuji film. Fuji films are always really, really cool, man. In terms of which Fuji you should get, let's see. Fuji XM5. What do you guys think? XM5? That's a good starter camera, right? Or the XM30? Yeah, these are really cool. Yeah, these are really nice. Super easy camera to use. It's gonna have those Fuji recipes on it. Look, it even has a dedicated dial for the recipes. So these recipes right here, when you set this on your camera, it's like adding a color grade onto your camera, and you'll get these old school like type of looks. I heard Canon was coming out with a camera that's gonna have 39 megapixels. Might be the Canon R7. Might be the Canon R7 Mark II. If you're in the mood, you can check out the Fujifilm lenses for voting. It's focus glass. Maybe 1,000. I'm not sure what's a good range. Just looked up photography YouTube and found. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I'm gonna feed that. Thank you for that comment. By the way, how did you guys on YouTube? How did you guys find this stream? Give me a quick send me a quick message or a chat saying where you found or where the placement of this stream was, because I just recently started going live on YouTube and people are telling me that I'm right on the home page, which is like fucking money, dude. Yeah, I would say this right here, bro. I would say this camera right here, and then if you want the kit lens, look, you're right at $1,000, dude. And the cool thing about this camera is that it's an interchangeable lens camera. So you can start off with this lens right here, play with it for a couple of months, see what you like, learn about the camera, and then you can swap out this lens for something else, which is why these cameras are so cool. Personally, what I would do is I have experience with lenses, I know what they are, and I know what kind of look I try to get. So I always recommend and I always buy my camera's body only with no lens, and then I buy a specific lens later on that I really want to use. Like this one right here, the Fujifilm, I don't know if this one fits, actually, now that I look at it, probably. But I always like the 23 millimeter, this one right here, this is a really nice lens. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna need to fix my stream a little bit. I got some homework to do this weekend. YouTube homepage. Woo! Wow, that's fucking crazy, dude. So that's one for the homepage. Homepage. Looked up photography. So I'm taking data. I'm collecting data for optimizing these streams. Looked up photography, and that's how I came up. Very cool. You were on the homepage. 2 for the homepage. Sick. 3. Yes, you appeared on my main page after a refresh. Nice. You were on my homepage for me. I saw the title, live chat, and decided to join. Now I'm subscribed and plan to come. Feel free, Nicholas Quinto. Also, I'm in Japan. Is there a good used market for cameras? Again, I'm new. Yeah, dude. You are literally in the home, like where... Well, actually, I think Leica was the first camera ever, but yeah, dude, Japan has a crazy used market. Absolutely. Buy from reputable resellers, though. Don't buy from strangers. Rule number 1 when buying used cameras, guys, is don't get stabbed. Meaning, try to avoid Facebook Marketplace and like eBay and sketchy places like meeting in an alleyway and stuff. You don't want to get stabbed for a camera. It's not worth it. Found you on TikTok, but switched to YouTube because the overview is much better here. Oh, cool. Cool. Thank you, Wonder Tough. Appreciate that. Nikon bought red. Nikon did buy red. That's correct. The Nikon ZR is better than the FX3. Not even crazy. That's not a crazy stance. I think the Nikon ZR is definitely better. Have you guys held the Nikon ZR? It is pretty impressive. The screen on it is really impressive. The build quality is really impressive. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't have a grip, but it's a beautiful camera. Granted, most serious or professional users of that camera are gonna rig it out with like a cage and add weight to it, so the grip is gonna be not an issue, but without any grip or anything, it's a problem. Day 2 listening while going through my morning work email. Think you have a new morning. My man. Appreciate that, Mike. God bless you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going live multiple times a day, just trying to find that perfect combination of like, hey, at this time is good, and trying to, trying to figure out these the best times where the audience is more active and stuff. Last night I went live around like 10 p.m. and the chat was incredibly active. I hit my all-time peak on YouTube, and I don't think that TikTok likes that I'm multi-streaming, but I'm okay with that. Let's see. I'm gonna coax my dad to pass me down his R1 because he's about to retire and quit photography. Bro, so you already know the Canon R1 is not, he's not gonna do that, dude. Maybe he will. Maybe your dad's nice, but R1 will definitely be overkill for me. The R1, it would be spectacular, dude. If you get an R1, dude, you're gonna be set for the next 10 years of your life, man. Yesterday, search photography. After watching yesterday, it was on my homepage this morning. Sick. Yeah, that's great news. That's great news. Those are all good signals because it means that this kind of live is helpful to people. And that was essentially like my all-time goal, is to answer as many questions as possible, share the resources that I have found, share my Amazon storefront, because I think there's a little bit of value in me already having purchased all this shit, all this gear, lights, camera, mics, filters, SD cards, everything that's required with content creation. So you guys can ask me as like a hey, user experience. How was this camera? How was this lens? How is this bag? And I can say, I literally have it right here. I own it. So there is value in that, in my opinion. Let's hope he gives me his R1, but yeah, very unlikely. Might get his Sony though. Yeah, dude, I wish, I'm a little jealous of you, Sheku, because in my family, I'm the one that gives people cameras. Last December for Christmas, I gave my sister and my brother a couple of cameras, one each, and nobody's ever given me any cameras. That's okay though. I'm not asking anybody to give me cameras. But I'm the ones that give people out hand-me-downs. Photography and videography and creating content to me is a really, really great creative outlet. By the way, if you guys are over on YouTube, what is it that you guys do with your cameras? Are you guys professional content creators, photographers, videographers, or are you guys just hobbyists? Like, what is it that I guess what I'm asking is, like, who does it just for the fun of it and the passion of it and the fun of it, the hobby? Or who does it like professionally, like is trying to or who wants to get into that field to create an income or generate an income through cameras and content creation. This year, September, Fuji probably released the X-T6 and the X Pro 4. I'm curious. Yeah, I only own one Fuji camera, Wonder Tough. And I love it. I'm very happy with it. I get paid to do a hobby. Yeah, perfect. Just a hobby, too expensive one. It is an expensive one. For me, content creation and working with cameras started off as a hobby that I really, really liked. And I was like, how can I support this habit? Like an addiction, right? So I just started working, getting paid to use my camera. Product photography is what I started. Also, if you guys are ever curious about the kind of work that I've done, you guys can check out my Instagram, my YouTube page, and my TikTok, and everything is linked in my link in bio, just so you guys can get a sense of the kind of work that I've done. Either freelance work, or I don't show my professional paid gig right now because I'm currently employed, and I don't want to share that content because it isn't mine to share. I created it, but I don't have permission. I didn't ask for permission to display it on my accounts. I photograph air shows with the R, but thinking about the R5. Nice, but thinking about taking some video this year. Do you have a microphone recommendation for the R7? Or do you have the R7? Mic recommend? Do you want like a shotgun mic? This is the mic that I use for like on the go. This is the Rode NTG. This is what I recommend for like on camera mic, which is really nice. But if you're looking for, it's this guy right here. I purchased this twice. Look, see, you guys right here on my Amazon page. I'm not joking. I've had these since 2023. Rode's a good brand. I do recommend this for on camera. But if you're looking for like miking up people and having that versatility, the DJI Mic 3s, if you need lavalier mics, you got to get the Mic 2s. Where are those? Do I have them here? DJI Mic 2s, these ones. These are great. These have 32-bit float. Internal recording for $200. These are fantastic. These are the kind of mics that you buy once and you'll never have to buy another mic set again unless they break. Mostly hobby, but have done some work for friends and coworkers. That's how it starts, man. That's how it starts, broski. Yeah, that's how it starts. Yeah, if you want a shotgun mic, that's the one. The Rode, the DJI mics. And then if you want to do like broadcast mic like this, I have the Elgato system, which this mic right here, in my opinion, is pretty reasonable, dude. $100 for this mic. Later on, when I become a big, when I grow up, I'll get something a little bit more professional. But this is good for now. For those hanging out over on YouTube, good morning, welcome in. Don't be shy about asking any questions, guys. Please let me know what it is that you guys are thinking about buying. Or if you guys are lurkers, just say, hey, just lurking over here. Man, I tell you, the 24 to 70 lens are so expensive, even with my 8-year-old camera. They are expensive, dude, but they're worth it. They are absolutely worth it. They're very good. They are very, very good. Yeah, they're totally worth it, dude. They're the end-all be-all lenses. Like that's like the number one lens in the Holy Trinity. Do you guys know what the Holy Trinity of lenses are? Quick, before I look it up without cheating. Holy Trinity of lenses. I already said one, 24 to 70. What are the other two? Come on. Come on. 50, 85. Close. Close, bro. They're all, I'll give you a hint, they're all zoom lenses. The Holy Trinity of lenses right here. 16 to 35 or 15 to 35, 24 to 70, and a 70 to 200. The Holy Trinity. You can look this up, Holy Trinity of lenses on YouTube, and you'll get like, I should make one of these videos actually. I should make one of those lenses. One of those videos. I will actually. Video idea. I'm also looking for video idea guys. So if you have any video ideas for me that I can make on my YouTube channel, please let me know. Today I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna fucking do it today. I'm gonna make a video called if I started content creation today, I would do this. If I started content creation today, I would start here. I'll play with that title. I would start here. I got mine 70 to 200 for an estate sale. Woo-wee. Sick, bro. $100. What 70 to 200 from what mount? I happen to be looking for something else and I saw the lens by mistake. That's amazing, dude. Which one is it? What lens is it? Man, I need to go out garage hunting more often. That sounds crazy. I would shit myself, dude. A Nikon F, still good, man. Any 70 to 200 is good. With a constant aperture, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, since TikTok is being a butthead, man, I'm really thinking about introducing a Twitch stream or a Kick stream. I'll do one at a time though. As soon as the YouTube stabilizes a little bit, here's what I'll do. Once I can get YouTube to about, right now I've peaked at like 24 concurrent viewers with a constant like 10, 12, 15 throughout my entire stream. Once I can get that constant like average up to like 25, maybe 35 concurrent viewers, like steady, then I'll introduce another platform. Because I do have a feeling that TikTok is upset that I don't stream exclusively over there. Why I know this is because when I was streaming exclusively on TikTok, my concurrent viewers over there were in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. They also might not like this format as much, which is another thing. Mitchell, what's up with compact cameras? Is it a big trade-off? No, not really. It depends on what your end goal is, Mitchell. Great question. If your end goal is to have something that's compact, that's pocketable, and you can take with you, then there's not that much of a trade-off. Well, they produce, most of them have fixed lenses too, so there's a trade-off there. Most of them don't have 4K 120, 4K 60 recording. Most of them are crop sensors because they have to be compact. So, but if your goal isn't to have those features, then there's not really much of a compromise. The compact camera that I like, that I would buy now, is the PowerShot V1. I think this one is like a really nice compromise-free camera. This guy right here. Just cracked my window open. Getting a little warm in here. Yeah, I would get something like this. This right here has practically everything that I need. It has 4K 30, 4K 60 with a crop. I would never use 4K 60 unless I'm in a pinch. If I needed 60 FPS, I would just go to 1080. 10-bit recorder. It has C-Log 3. What, dude? Fuck, dude. Up to 30 FPS continuous shooting. It has a 16 to 50 millimeter lens at f2. It does have a variable aperture, but that's okay. It has stabilization. It has an ND filter. It has an active cooling fan. What? Yeah. What's a Canon G7X alternative? That's this camera right here. Great question. I would buy this camera several times over the GX7 Mark III. I think a GX7 Mark IV is coming out. This one, granted, doesn't have a flash, but who cares about the flash? The built-in flashes on cameras are always rinky-dinky. But I would buy this camera a million times over than the G7X III. The fact that this has active cooling is insane. I wish they would have put the active cooling in the R50V. That would have been pretty intense. Yeah, these are, oh, and it has smooth skin movie. Look at that. So you can have like a beauty filter on. In case you guys are interesting. I'm seeing a used V1 660 near me. Yeah, they're not that crazy expensive, dude, and they're like a lot better. Let's see what a used one costs. 754. Easily, easy, no brainer on this one. This is the point and shoot that I recommend. It isn't. It's a little bit bigger. It definitely is bigger. I will say that. But I'm really not looking for a camera to fit in my pocket, like literally in my pocket. In a bag, yes. This will fit in any bag that I own. These are like new condition. Look at this, like new for $639 or $739, easy. Yeah, 100%. What cameras? What camera over on the YouTube side? What cameras do you guys currently have? And what can you own? Let's see the poll right now with 13 votes. Canon sitting at 31%, Sony at 54%, Nikon at a big goose egg, Lumix at 15%. That one didn't move. That one did not move. What camera are you currently using? Mostly I use Canon cameras for myself. Own a Fuji, own a Sony. I did like the Sony. You know, I'm gonna keep it forever probably. But the ZVE-10 II is the Sony camera that I own. Hey dude, what's up Isaac? I got a Sony FX3A. Nice! Shooting a documentary music video. Also want to do some nature stuff. That's awesome, bro. The FX3 is sick, man. You did it, kid. You fucking did it, man. Brother. Yeah, congratulations, man. The FX3 is sick. I just recently got my first cinema camera in December. I bought it for myself as a Christmas present. I got the C50, this camera right here. The EOS C50. Lens I've got is a 24-240, okay, and a 25mm print. I want something more zoomy for nature. Stuck between the G series. Which one has the best aperture? The best aperture range. That's what I would look at. Sony 100 to 400. Does those sound like they have are they G Masters? If they're G Masters, forget what I said. Here we go. Look at this. Here's the G Master. And then what's the other one? 200 to 600. I would probably get the 100 to 400. This one's just a G lens. If you can get the G Master, I'd get the G Master. They're about the same price, relatively speaking. I'd probably get the G Master, and I would see if you can fit a what is it called? One of these guys, teleconverters, because they're not that expensive, relatively speaking. So I would get the G Master lens. C50 looks gorgeous. Yeah, C50 is nice, bro. It's sexy AF. I would get this right here personally, and then I would get a teleconverter. I would just choose between, because if you get the 2X teleconverter, you're going to be sitting at a 200 to 800 millimeter. So you essentially got two lenses there. Just keep in mind that you do lose a couple of stops of light. I forget the exact number, but you know, that'll turn your f4.5, what is this, f4.5 to f5.6. I think it turns it into like an f5.6 to f7, I think. Always consider between the Sigma 18 to 50 2.8 and the 17 to 40. I have both of those lenses, bro, and the 17 to 40 is magical, wonder tough, totally worth it. The difference between the Sigma 18 to 50 to the 17 to 40, the price is I think like $200. I think the 18 to 50 is like 600. the 600 bucks, and then the 17 to 40 is like 1,000, I think. All right, let's check. So it might be a little bit wider of a gap, but oh, actually I have them here. Let's see. Here it is. So we'll call this 600 and we'll call this 900, right? So $350 price difference. Yes, can get the teleconverter. That was the plan. Glad you're on the same page. That's where my gut was. Yeah, if you can get a G Master, bro, there's nothing that compares to like the cream of the crop of the lens tiers. So like same thing goes with Canon. Like if you can get an L series lens, get the L series lens. You're not gonna regret that. G Master OSS at this length, this is a wild lens, bro. That's a monster of a lens. Getting a teleconverter to it, and then you're done, kid. Yeah, just keep in mind that the teleconverter, you're gonna lose a couple of stops of light, so that is important to remember. Yes, that is important to remember. Can you compare the size of the lenses? You have the 18 to 50, right? I only have one 18 to 50 and I'm currently using it. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me shut it off. I'll shut it off. Here's what I'll do. Go here. Let me shut off the camera real quick because I have them right in front of me. Just put another lens on here real quick. I'll take this off as well. Oh, my shit sucked down. That's weird. Not sure why that happened. Here we go, guys. Does this have a V? Nope. So here is the 18 to 50. This is the 17 to 40. There's a big size difference. Here it is. 17 to 40 right here. And this is the 18 to 50. Pretty big size difference. Oh, look, I have one of these. Check this out, guys. I have a camera that I can rotate. Look at this. Kind of cool, right? I'm telling you, man, I'm getting better with this whole streaming shit. Was that a good visual representation, buddy? I hope it was. Pastor Brian, what up, Pastor Brian? Welcome in. Hey, man, I'm a beginner on a budget. Got a budget of 13 with lenses needed for photos, videos, and want it because I'm moving to Miami next month. The pilot training, what camera do you recommend? The R50V and probably the 18 to, I'd probably get this. I would probably get this lens right here. 10 to 18. And then I'd get this camera right here, the R50V. That right there will probably get you the best bang for your buck for $1,200. This camera, R50V, all this stuff is linked in my the first link in the description. And also, if you're on TikTok, it's my first link in bio. That's what I would say. YouTube, you guys are popping off. What up, YouTube? He's using it to film himself right now. Yeah, using it, what I'm using to film myself right now, guys, if you're curious, this is an R50 with a 16mm lens. Spectacular combo. And then over here, I have a Canon R10 with a with a 23mm. Really, really nice. I am currently torn between the Canon R50V and the Fujifilm X-M5. I do mostly video, but we'll take pictures here and there. I would do the R50V, man. Fujifilm X-M5 is still a great camera, but R50V is really tough to beat. Isaac, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. Well, feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Appreciate you guys. Madrid is yellow. Hey man, I'm a student, got a budget of 1,300 with two. I think I answered that already. Yep. Without lens, body only. Yeah, I'd buy the body only. You have an amazing setup. Appreciate it, man. Nicholas Quinto, appreciate that, broski. We're trying, man. I'm trying. I'm really trying to figure out this whole streaming thing. Let me turn off this key light. It was a little bright. Thoughts on the FX2? The FX2 is kind of cool. Little niche. It has a nice sensor. I was really impressed with the sensor. Sony FX2. I don't know how well it sold though. But it has a full frame sensor. It has that little weird viewfinder, which is kind of cool. I just don't know how often I would be like looking through it to create video. You know what I mean? Unless you're on a tripod. But the sensor on this thing was really interesting to me. 33 megapixel sensor. Look at this. Where did they steal this sensor from? They stole this sensor from something. Oh, 1,300 for the body only. I got Sony lenses already. Okay, so you need something Sony. And you got 1,300. Bro, how much is the A7 IV? A7 IV, are you good on getting used? A7 IV might be right around right around that budget. I'm gonna see if I can find it. A7 IV used. Ooh, it's a little over your budget. Damn. You'd have to get a crop sensor, like a 6700, I guess. Yeah, I think you'd have to get a Sony. The best I think that you could get is probably if you're looking for really 6700. Let's see what this is used. Yeah, right here. 6700 used. A little over your budget, but can use an adapter, so brand doesn't matter. I've never used Sony lenses on Canon RF cameras, and I don't think I would recommend it. I have $1,000 thinking of picking up an A7 III with a 50. Be my first ever camera. Do it, bro. Ryko, do it. Do it, broski. Yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah, and then save up for start off with the 50mm Ryko, and then save up for a different lens later on, man. If you're looking for a camera that only shoots photos, you're actually going to be spending more money. Most cameras nowadays are like 50-50, at least 50-50 photo and video. They take awesome photos and they take great video equally, right? So not really, but I think the 6700 is the way to go, man. Yeah, I think the 6700 is definitely the way that you should go. It's a little bit over your price range, but I think if you shop around, you can probably find a decent price on this. But this is a no joke camera. This is like a, next to the FX30, this is the best camera, the best APS-C sensor camera that Sony makes. You know what I mean? So this is it. Which do you think I should pick up first? I'm more oriented to film. In terms of what, a lens? On the A7 III, it depends on what you like. Like if you think the 50, I would get the 50, I would get the combo in your hands first, and then see is like, hey, these shots are too tight, or hey, I need to go a little bit wider, or hey, I need to go a little bit more like zoomed in and stuff, and then figure out from there, because everybody's shooting style is very different, right? So it depends on what you ultimately want to create. If you want something that encompasses everything, you can never go wrong with like a 24-70 or a 16-35 on the Sony mount. Those are great filming lenses in my opinion. 19 viewers on YouTube. Woohoo! Welcome in, YouTube family. If you guys are brand new here, the way this works is you let me know what kind of camera questions you have, and I try my best to answer it. I also go through the websites to see what options we got, and I compare the cameras. And I try to answer the question that's specific to your unique situation. So what I need to know from you is what camera you're thinking about buying, what your budget is, what you're thinking about spending for lens and camera, and what you intend to use these cameras for. Those are all the three things that I need. Just drop that in the comment. I'll try my best to answer it. If you guys are curious about the gear that I'm using right now, you can find everything in the first link in the description. These are all the pieces of gear that I've bought over the years. I own about 95% of all of this gear here, from my YouTube setup to my cameras to the lenses to camera accessories and beyond. I'm primarily interested in photography. Got that question. John, I want to upgrade from my 6700 to an A7. Okay. A7S II just for video. I'd probably do the FX2. What do you think about Nikon ZR is sick, dude. Love the Nikon ZR. Immaculate help. Thanks, brother. You got it, bro. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Feels Bread Man. Use hybrid cam specs, minimum 24 megapixels. Budget to... I'm not sure what you're asking me. 4K 30, no crop. 60 FPS, no crop. Will be good, not needed. Budget 2.5. Get both full frame body and 2 zoom lenses. Looking at the A7C II, Tamron 28-75. I'm not sure what your question is there, buddy. Any recommendations? Oh, budget is 2.5. The A7C II is more money than that, right? The A7C II is like pretty expensive. A7C II. Yeah, bro, the A7C II is already at 2.5 or 2.3. So you're already at your max budget just with the 2 zoom lenses, with the camera body. So something's got to give. You either got to increase your budget or get a much cheaper camera. You're never going to get 2 zoom lenses for 2.5K though. Any recommendations or alternatives? My recommendation is you increase your budget. Yeah, you're going to be lucky to get 1 nice camera and 1 nice lens for 2.5. Even in the used market, dude, the used market for these cameras are not, they're not what you think they are, bro. They are still super expensive. $2,000, dude. They're still at $2,000 used in excellent and good condition. I shoot an S-Log and the FX2 is only ISO 4000, A7 IV is 8000, and A7S III is 12,000. Why the FX2? You need light for good video, man. Like when I'm purchasing a camera, I don't like the whole thing of like shooting in like low light uncontrolled conditions is like wild to me. The FX2 is a larger sensor, 33 megapixels. I think it's a better sensor. But if you need that low light capability, then you already know the answer to your question, right? The A7S III is also like 4 or 5 years old, and I think that the A7S4 is around the corner, and the FX30 is also about to get a refresh as well. So I always would choose a more modern camera that is at the very beginning stages of its life cycle before choosing a camera that is at the end of its life cycle. My bad, I forgot to tell you that I want to use it for taking pictures of places, town. Yeah, so like street photography, family photos, all that stuff. Yeah, that's a great reason to have a camera, man. Manav, what up, Manav? Got a budget of $1,500 for a used body, want to be filming and photography, got another $1,000 for a lens. What do you recommend? Don't like Sony. Bro, the Canon R8. That's a nice budget, by the way. Congratulations on that budget. I would look at the Canon R8. Yeah, the Canon R8 right here. This is a nice entry-level camera that does all the things that you said. And then if you have like, yeah, this is about $1,500. I bought this camera when it came out in 2023. Look at this. It's a 3-year-old camera. Wow. And then I would buy a lens. What did you want to do with it? Wanted to, for filming and photography. You got another $1,000 for a lens, dude. You're set, bro. You have a good budget. I would buy something like a 28 to 70 STM lens. Those are really nice. They're about $1,000, and it's a good all-rounder. Not the best lens in the world, but this is great. Great for $1,000. So Canon R8 plus this 28 to 70, boom. Easy peasy, bro. And it's not a stinky Sony either. I'm just kidding, Sony guys. I'm just kidding. What do you prefer, silver or black? Oh, bro, you guys want to see my? Have I showed you guys my Fuji film? Oh, I switched lenses. Top down here. The lens that I'm using right now, guys, on this camera is a R50V with a 10 to 18 millimeter. Right now we're sitting at 18 millimeters, and then this is super wide right here. I got a couple, you guys are wondering, it's like, why is this desk so dirty? It's, I got a lot of products to review this weekend. Fujifilm, let's see, got another right here. Fujifilm X106. So silver is definitely the way that I like, but the blacks, some of the black Fujifilms, bro, some of the black Fujifilms are no joke, dude. They are nice. No other black, fully black camera. For Tunity, no need to, I don't even know what your question is, bro. If you keep spamming, I'm gonna block you, bro. That Fuji is sick. I love it, bro. I love it. I think I'm going to do an A7 V then. Thanks, Vic. Yeah, the A7 V. For Tunity, I'm gonna block you, bro. What's your question? 5D Mark III? I don't know. But you're about to get blocked. Put user in a timeout. Let's see. Does he send one more message? Does he spam one more time? Yeah, the Fuji X106, guys, I bought that camera. The day, not the day, within 5 minutes of it being dropped. And within 5 minutes of it being dropped. And it took me 9 months to get it. I pre-ordered it, pre-purchased it, and it still took 9 months for it to come in. 9 months. 19 viewers over on the YouTube world. Hello. Hello, guys. The way this works is just let me know what camera you're thinking about buying. Is that what you're thinking, Fortunity? You want to buy the Canon 5D Mark III? Get it, bro. Get it. And let me know what your budget is and what you want to shoot, and I will try my best to answer the question for you. I regret getting the black XE5. It's getting dirty too fast. That sounds like a you problem, bro. What kind of content are you trying to shoot? YouTube streaming? 5 minutes too long to think about it. Canon 5D Mark III. I'm not sure what that gibberish is. He's about to get blocked. What do you recommend other than Canon R8 15 for body? What's wrong with the R8? You probably want to... You said you didn't want a Sony, right? Like, what's wrong with the Canon R8 that I recommended? I'm asking because I need to know what it is that you don't like about it. And did you actually look at it? Because the Canon R8 is sick, bro. The R8 is a bit old. 3 years old, dude. 3 years old. It's a monster camera still. Monster camera still. Fujifilm, easy answer. Yeah, I'm blocking. Fortunity, you're in a timeout, buddy. Good morning, Ryder. Oh yeah, the Lumix S5 too, but that one's $2,000. But yeah, that one's $2,000, so I think that one's a little bit out of your budget. But we can look at the Lumix, the S5 II. The Lumix S5 II is like pretty great, dude. Oh look, 1700. This is used though, I think, right? Yeah, this is used. So 18, you can find this for $1,900, 2,000. So it's a little out of your budget. But if you can swing this is a monster camera. You're gonna get into a different lens mount system though, and if you're all right with that. Good morning, amigo. Yeah, Pastor Brian, great input, dude. I totally forgot everybody forgets about the Lumix cameras, dude. Everybody. That's not my fault. I want to start travel vlogs, and I have made my mind to buy a Sony A7. Do it. Travel vlogs with an A7 IV is nice. It's a little bit of a bigger camera, but that's nice. 100%. Bro, what's your thoughts on a Tamron 17-70 for APS-C? Tamron isn't my favorite lens brand, but it's plenty good, man. The only thing that I have with Tamron is like anytime I see any broken lenses, or I hear about any like build quality issues, it's always coming from a Tamron. Not to say that stuff doesn't happen with other brands, but Tamron is like, I think Tamron should be better than what it is in terms of its actual build quality. But that's why they're a little bit cheaper. Canon is good about anything is good, but anything from Fuji, Nikon, or Lumix just need 1 or 2 recs before making a decision. The Fuji, what about the X-T5? Did you see the X-T5? You got to think about the lens systems too, bro. The lenses that are available to them, like that's another thing to consider. So let me see, X-T5, I think you're close. If there's a little bit of wiggle room in your budget, this one's really great too. If you can look for a nice deal on this, it is a little bit above it, but check this out, 40 megapixels, bro. 40 megapixels, 4K 60, open gate, 10-bit video, IBIS. It has IBIS, kid. This is a crop sensor though. Yeah, I would look at this. XT50, I would go XT5 over the XT50. For real. Nikon, Nikon, what would I get for Nikon? If you want to do photos, any of the Nikon Z6s, what are the Nikon Z6s at? $2,000. What about the Z5? Here we go, Nikon Z5 too. Yeah. This is a Nikon though. That's the problem. Yeah, I think out of all these options that we just went over, I think the Lumix S5 II is definitely the one that you should look at. The Fuji X-T5 is also a good second. Nikon, I'd probably put it in third. Canon just doesn't have a camera that is newer that just released that's in the $1,500 range. They should be coming out with one this year. The R8 Mark II, I think, will be available this year, and that'll put it into that category right there. This Nikon hate in the air. It's easy to hate on Nikon, bro. It's easy, man. They did it to themselves, bro. If I had to choose only 2 lenses to use for the rest of your life, which would you pick? I'd pick a 15-35 and a 70-200. Yeah. A Logix, I would check out, if you have an opportunity, check out Holy Trinity of Lenses. Go to YouTube and type in Holy Trinity of Lenses, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of videos there. But if you're asking me, I would yeah, there's a whole bunch. If you're asking me, I would do a 15-35 and a 70-200. Really liking the R8 so far. What do you think about the R8 and the Lumix? Between those two, I would go with the Lumix. That's not a close contest. The Lumix is over your budget though, apparently. But if you can swing the Lumix, I'd go for the Lumix. The R8 is a great camera, but it doesn't hold a candle to the Lumix. Fuji X-H2, better color and resolution, is my opinion, better than the X-H2, meant for fast action photography. You're my mood, love it. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. I am about to bounce. If you guys are over on YouTube and haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I'm trying to go live often, multiple times a day throughout the entirety of the week, where I just basically answer your camera questions and help you decide on what camera to buy for either yourself or for your business that you might be trying to grow. As you can see, what we do is we try to take in all the questions that I can and try to answer them and review them through the websites to help you make a purchasing decision based off of your exact situation. Excuse me. So if you're interested into that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Over on TikTok was kind of quiet. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you. God bless. I'll be back later on. So have a spectacular day. Adios.